Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 61st Annual Student Life Leadership Awards. My name is Anna Wagner. I serve as the Senior Coordinator for Student Leadership Development and Student Activities, and I'll be one of your co-hosts this afternoon.
And hello, my name is Michaela Martin. I'm the Assistant Director in the Student Wellness Center, and I'll be your other co-host. We are excited to recognize over 90 student organizations, supervisors, and advisors this year. The Student Life Leadership Awards celebrates members of the Ohio State community who demonstrate exceptional skills in leadership, activism, community engagement, and creating the extraordinary student experience.
Our winners this year have achieved so much more than we can cover in today's program. So to learn more about our winners, please be sure to check out the Leadership Awards website at go.osu.edu/leadership awards, as well as follow along the celebration on Student Life's Instagram page.
To kick off our celebration today, we want to begin with a brief message of welcome and congratulations from our own fearless leader, Senior Vice President of Student Life, Dr. Melissa Shivers.
Hello, Buckeyes, and congratulations. Leadership Awards is Student Life's annual celebration of some of the most extraordinary leaders in our Ohio State community. I am filled with joy to hear about all the amazing things that you have accomplished, despite this being an unusual and challenging school year. I'm so pleased to be able to recognize the hard work and successes of tonight's recipients. Ohio State strongly believes in the value of student involvement and the need for leadership in today's world. For the last 61 years, Ohio State has hosted the annual Leadership Awards program, and you, the leaders being honored this afternoon, join a rich tradition of Buckeyes who have come before you. That being said, you are also in a class all your own. The leaders who came before you could not have even imagined the challenges you all would overcome to lead our community this year. And I am so thoroughly impressed with that resilience and creativity. The work that you do to make our Buckeye community more involved, more engaged in service, more holistically well, and more inclusive truly is extraordinary. As we like to say in student life, leadership is not a title, a position, or an award. It is a process and something you practice in community with others every day. Remember that as you continue to grow as leaders, activists, community members, and Buckeyes after today, make sure to celebrate your accomplishments as I celebrate all of you today. Congratulations. You all are truly Scarlet and great.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shivers, for those kind words. We totally agree that this group of winners really is Scarlet and great. So I think it's time we start to meet them.
Our first award of the night is Outstanding First Year Student. This award is designed to recognize the early accomplishments of first-year students at The Ohio State University. Let's meet these budding leaders. Our first winner today, Maggie Bass, is a first-year student from Los Angeles, California, studying international business and film. Maggie has already gotten very involved with Moral Scholars and Society of Sisters. Maggie aims to continue impacting the OSU community by raising awareness for Black and LGBTQIA+ intersectional issues through collaborative leadership and her poetry and art.
Maxwell Devine, a first-year honor student from Gahanna, Ohio, studying biomedical science, continues to refine his leadership style and values as a future scholar and physician. Maxwell has built his leadership skills both on campus with the Courageous Leaders program, undergraduate research, and Buckeye-thon, as well as off-campus tutoring youth with the Pass the Class initiative.
Rihanna Velasquez is a first-year student from Worcester, Ohio, studying neuroscience and English, who has fully embraced leadership opportunities in public health and service. As a first-year student, Rihanna has served as a Buckeye-thon team captain, a Together as Buckeyes ambassador, and volunteered with Crosswalk Outreach for the Homeless. She aims to continue giving back to OSU and Columbus by volunteering and mentoring first years and women throughout her OSU career.
A business marketing student from Cincinnati, Ricky Lee Joyner is steadily learning to integrate business and community for herself and other students with minoritized identities. Ricky launched the Ricky Lee Agency in high school, a marketing consulting agency which amplifies the visibility of minority women, which she has built on in her first year. Ricky plans to continue connecting minority students to positions at major corporations via her social platforms, through her #WorkAtUniversity campaign.
Our final first year being recognized is Simran Sarana from Centerville, Ohio. Simran, who's studying neuroscience, is redefining what it means to be a philanthropist and leader through the Student Philanthropy Council. Simran has already stepped into the marketing director role and launched a service series initiative. Simran has a vision for a collaborative and inclusive leadership style that she will carry forward in her career as an OSU student and beyond. Let's give a big round of applause to our outstanding first years.
It's amazing to hear the things that these first years have accomplished during such an unusual first year. While we are on the topic of outstanding individuals, we also want to recognize our outstanding graduate and professional students. This award recognizes those who have made outstanding contributions in leadership and service outside of their academic program. First up is Alyssa Ciengo, a second-year master's student in OSU's Higher Education and Student Affairs program from Woodridge, Illinois. She's an integral member of student activities as the advisor to the Pay It Forward student cohort, which creates local service and social justice education programs. Alyssa guided the cohort in involving both community commitment and MLK Day service to virtual programs this year. Following graduation, Alyssa will continue to support student learning as the Assistant Director for Fraternity and Sorority Life at Miami University.
Jillian Dees is a Columbus native currently earning a master's degree in educational policy. At OSU, Jillian has guided students with dependents to lobby for institutional change regarding student parents on campus, leading to the formation of the multidisciplinary Pregnant and Parenting Student Support Committee and the Students with Children student organization. Jillian plans to deploy the advocacy skills she's acquired through parenting student advocacy towards the improvement of K-12 educational opportunities.
Originally from Dayton, Ohio, Justin Mitchell is a current medical student focusing on eliminating racial disparities in healthcare. Through his co-curricular involvement, Justin has focused on educating underrepresented youth in Columbus by teaching and mentoring them about the medical field. He has also focused his clinic and research interests on socioeconomic and racial determinants of obstetrical outcomes as they relate to prenatal stress, which he will present at the 2021 Institute of Behavioral Medicine Research Day.
Mickey Marie Rogers is an analytical chemistry PhD student from Powell, Ohio. Mickey's research is part of the Center for Aerosol Impacts on Chemistry of the Environment, where she collaborates with over 70 scientists to unravel the complexities of ocean and atmospheric chemistry so that informed climate action can be taken. Mickey also supports incoming STEM graduate assistants through the Michael V. Drake Institute for Teaching and Learning. After graduation, she plans to take time to explore a science policy fellowship in Washington, D.C.
Rathika Pandith is a current medical student from Mason, Ohio, working towards eliminating health inequities as a member of the steering committee of the Columbus Free Clinic to provide medical care of uninsured community members. As a specialty clinic coordinator, Rathika coordinates the gynecology clinic. In this role, she secured over $3,000 worth of funding, helped the clinic begin to offer resource bags filled with menstrual products to our patients, incorporated telehealth visits into the gynecology clinic, and secured a feature and a publication in the Clinical Journal of Oncology of Nursing.
Our final graduate and professional student winner today is Samuel Schallenberger. Samuel is a second-year master's student in the Higher Education and Student Affairs program from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Samuel has left an impact on student life through his work with off-campus and commuter student engagement, where he goes above and beyond to support the needs of the 45,000 off-campus and commuter students, including leading the first ever virtual off-campus living expo. Samuel also did innovative work to support OSU votes through voter education and outreach during the 2020 election. Congrats to all of our outstanding graduate students.
It's great to hear what leaders have emerged in our graduate and professional student community. They are certainly establishing a legacy. Someone else who left a legacy at Ohio State is Stanley Gottsegen. The Stanley D. Gottsegen Leadership Award recognizes one student leader annually who has demonstrated outstanding involvement in co-curricular activities. Winners must be involved in either undergraduate student government, Ohio Union Activities Board, Greek Governing Councils, or Ohio Staters, Inc. This year's Gottsegen winner is Osei Raymond Aragon, a political science and Chinese double major from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Osei strives to empower the voices of queer and trans people of color at OSU, most notably through their work in USG. As the first chair of the Black Caucus, they led students in creating and disseminating information about protests during the Black Lives Matter protests of summer 2020. They also developed and moderated a 6-week summer education series about social justice topics relevant to the Black community. Osei plans to continue their policy and advocacy work as an intern this summer at Google through their legal department. Congratulations, Osei.
The Kaplan Humanitarian Award was also established to honor a legacy, that of Rabbi Kaplan. This award is presented to a student who reflects an understanding and appreciation of human dignity in their efforts to foster involvement, programming, or education within the university community. The student recognized should have demonstrated significant contribution towards intercultural, international, and/or interfaith understanding during their time at Ohio State. This year's winner is Jacob Cheng. As a psychology and political science double major from Nanjing, Jiangsu, China, Jacob has worked to support the voices of marginalized communities. Most notably, he has worked for international, first-gen, and LGBTQ identifying students through his role in the Chinese Students and Scholars Society and USG, the latter of which he was recently elected and inaugurated as president. After graduation, Jacob aims to pursue a career in civil rights law, but we can't wait to see what he does with his senior year before that. Congrats, Jacob.
We want to honor one more legacy today, Dr. Ella Mae Simmons. Born in 1918 in Mount Vernon, Ohio, Dr. Simmons battled sexism and racism in her pursuit of her dream of being a physician. She and the U.S. Army Nursing Corps for more than 3 years during World War II. Following the war, she applied to Ohio State. After being rejected for her identities before the war and was accepted to the Biological Sciences program, Dr. Simmons went on to earn her master's in social work from Ohio State and her medical degree from Howard University. The Dr. Ella Mae Simmons Award recognizes students who have demonstrated exceptional leadership and service, particularly with regard to issues at the intersection of race and gender. This year's recipient is Noor Al-Shafi. Noor's passion for nonprofit work was ignited through her involvement with Buckeye-thon and the Washington Academic Internship Program. Following a transformative experience, she added a second degree in public management, leadership, and policy to help her engage more deeply in issues she cares most about. Congratulations, Noor.
We're lucky at Leadership Awards to be able to help present awards sponsored by many of our colleagues across student life. We want to begin our department-sponsored awards with the Boehm Holistic Wellness Award, supported by the Student Life Wellness Center. This award is presented to both individuals and organizations who have promoted holistic wellness through leadership. To share a bit more about the award, we have a brief video where you might see a familiar face.
Congratulations to our individual and group winners of the Boehm Holistic Wellness Award. Named after the former director of the Student Wellness Center, this award recognizes Buckeyes who have practiced and promoted holistic wellness through leadership. By living your values, educating on wellness, and knowing how leadership and wellness intersect, you all are helping to create a culture of care at Ohio State. Congratulations, the Student Wellness Center is so very proud. It was an honor to select these individuals, and I'd love to share them with you all. Angeli Tuari, a third-year chemical and biomolecular engineering major from Palo, Ohio, is a champion of wellness through her leadership with American Institute of Chemical Engineers. She promoted career wellness through networking and skill building programs, as well as social and emotional wellness by promoting inclusion efforts for women and students of color. Our next winner, Brian Moriarty, is a finance and logistics management major from Liberty Township, who has blended financial and social wellness through his role as a Scarlet and Gray financial coach. As a student coordinator, he teaches financial wellness to his peers, as well as fosters a sense of community among the team of coaches. Especially during a time when social connections are limited, his efforts reduced turnover and built a healthier community. And our organization winner today is the Society of Women Engineers. SWE promotes all 9 dimensions of wellness for their over 250 members. Through a new member program called SWE Fit, they promote wellness activities via social media, as well as highlight a different dimension of wellness each month. This holistic wellness approach is especially important given the academic rigor of the engineering program. To all of our winners, we say, be well and thrive.
Since we couldn't have all of our campus partners co-host tonight, we have another video to introduce our next award, the Scarlet, Gray, and Green Leadership Award, which is sponsored by Energy Management and Sustainability. We want to share a quick message from the director of the office, Tom Reeves, to tell us more about these awards.
Hi everyone, my name is Tom Reeves. I'm the Director of Energy Management and Sustainability for the Office of Student Life. First off, let me congratulate all of today's nominees and today's winners for the 2021 Student Leadership Awards. You all truly represent the very best of Ohio State. I'm also here to talk about the Scarlet, Gray, and Green Student Leadership Award. This award is presented to an individual student who has shown leadership in furthering sustainability efforts on campus. I appreciate all of these students and all the work that they have done this year. Congratulations and go Bucks!
This year's Scarlet, Gray, and Green winners have shown leadership in furthering sustainability efforts on campus. A food science and technology graduate student from India, Aishwarya Bhattager, is our first winner today. She has focused her sustainability efforts on food waste. She led a zero waste project for the Parker Dairy Store, launched a compost drop-off pilot program, and co-founded the student organization No Food Waste. Her next project is to upcycle bagels from campus dining facilities into bagel chips, and we can only guess what great ideas she'll come up with next. Anna Hott, a psychology and environmental policy and decision-making double major from Columbus, focuses her sustainability efforts on our off-campus and commuter student, our community, through her role as a community mentor. She hosted projects on recycling, reducing food waste through creative recipes, and is expanding Best Food Forward's blog to include instructional videos for the posted recipes. And our final sustainable leader today is Jack Gangstead. Jack is a finance major from Stillwater, Minnesota, who strives to create a culture of sustainability through his efforts with the undergraduate student government, as well as Student Life's energy management and sustainability. Whether through individual daily actions or creating a new recycling program, he is committed to integrate sustainability into all aspects of his work. Congrats to all the Scarlet, Gray, and Green winners.
Our next set of awards are sponsored by the Student Employee Experience, or SEE. Let's hear a quick hello from Tess Smith, Learning Development Consultant who manages SEE, to celebrate our winners of the Outstanding Student Life, Student Employee, and Supervisor Awards.
Hi y'all, I'm Tessa Smith, and I'm pleased to recognize Student Life Leadership Awards on behalf of Buckeye Careers and the Student Employment Experience Program. These awards are sponsored in appreciation of our supervisors and student employees within the Office of Student Life and collaborating SEE departments. The Supervisor Award recognizes educators who go above and beyond to support students' personal and professional development. I'm particularly grateful to our SEE supervisors who have provided education, consistency, and support for their students over the last year. Recipients of the Outstanding Student Employee Award are recognized for their leadership and contributions within their student employment roles. Our campus is more functional, connected, purposeful, and dynamic due to the positive work that our students do each day at Ohio State. Thank you to our on-campus employment community for your dedication and recognition of this important work.
On campus, student employment is one of many ways for students to get involved and build leadership skills. The Outstanding Student Life Student Employee Award recognizes the contribution of student employees in student life offices. First up is Cameron Fazina, an accounting major from Pickerington, Ohio. Cameron works in the Willie J. Young Senior Off-Campus and Commuter Student Engagement Department. She demonstrated innovation in her work to help plan the virtual off-campus living expo, as well as mentored new employees through their first year of working virtually.
Divya Kumar, a psychology major from Southlake, Texas, serves multiple roles with student life facilities, including facility coordinator, diversity and inclusion manager, and new employee ambassador. She led educational experiences for staff around diversity, microaggressions, and inequality, as well as developed a resource guide for creating inclusive environments.
Emma Coleman is an accounting major from Columbus, being recognized for her work as a satellite facility coordinator with recreational sports. In addition to tasks like managing the schedule for 100 employees across 3 facilities, She takes a mentoring approach and builds long-lasting relationships with her fellow employees. This creates a more inclusive, safe, and successful environment for all.
A women's gender and sexuality studies major from Bexley, Ohio, Mia Sai Cariello supports women's student initiatives with the Multicultural Center. Her work focuses on equity and inclusion for student cohorts, as well as the creation of workshop content. She is described as someone with an unwavering ability to foster social change and a force to be reckoned with.
Our final outstanding student employee, Nathan Mohar, is a molecular genetics major from Germantown, Wisconsin, who serves as a student facility coordinator at the RPAC. In this role, he supports learning and leadership development, specifically by updating the training curriculum for new managers. He has built a team of his peers and puts them in situations where they can learn and grow through their work. Congrats to all of our outstanding student employees. The student employee experience is not complete without great supervisors. The Student Life Supervisor Award recognizes student life supervisors who create an extraordinary student employee experience for their students, as they go above and beyond in their duties as a supervisor and help create personal and professional development opportunities for their employees.
Let's begin by recognizing Charity Martin King, Director for Student Life Social Change. Charity supervises the social change ambassadors who facilitate community engagement experiences for hundreds of students. Her approach to seeking solutions to challenging problems has inspired students to rethink their own approach to how they make decisions, engage with community, and do so with integrity.
Madison Engel, an intercultural specialist with the Multicultural Center for Women's Student Initiatives, supports student employees in a variety of roles. She cultivates leadership, self-awareness, and a sense of fearlessness among the students. She teaches students that their voice matters and can be used to empower actions in personal, professional, and academic settings.
Finally, let's recognize Winston Branch, a hall director in residence life who supervises the resident advisor team for Blackburn and Haverford. He's a constant source of support, resources, and demonstrates investment in his students' lives outside of work. He role models flexibility, time management, openness to feedback, and an inclusive mindset. Congratulations to all our outstanding supervisors. Our final set of department-sponsored awards today, the Outstanding Diversity Program and Diversity Engagement Award, are sponsored by the Multicultural Center. We want to play a short greeting from Intercultural Specialist Catherine Betts to celebrate these winners.
Thank you. I'm excited this year to just give a description for the Diversity Engagement and Diversity Program Award for the Student Life Multicultural Center. So the Diversity Engagement and Diversity Program Award recognize exemplary student organizations and organization leaders who demonstrate a knowledge and a passion and commitment to issues of diversity, equity, inclusion in their programs and in their leadership within student organizations. The Student Life Multicultural Center is a home away from home for all members of the Ohio State University. Our office seeks to provide services, advocacy, and resources for historically underrepresented students while providing programs that acknowledge the history, celebrate community, and create opportunities for educational dialogues for the Ohio State University as a means of talking about issues of social justice and equity. Please stop by the Multicultural Center at the Ohio Union, Suite 1000. Thank you.
The Outstanding Diversity Program recognizes a student organization for their commitment to diversity programming. This year's winner is the Association of Computing Machinery Women's Chapter. In partnership with Cool Tech Girls, ACMW hosted Techno Fashion Design Challenge, a virtual program for young women in Columbus focused on virtual sewing and programming. This program sought to provide hands-on STEM experiences which were lacking due to the pandemic, as well as encourage young women to pursue STEM fields.
The Diversity Engagement Award recognizes an individual who's gone above and beyond to promote diversity and equity at OSU. This year's winner is a familiar face, Anjali Tiwari. As a woman of color studying engineering, she has taken initiative to support others by supporting diversity and social justice. Notably, she leveraged her co-op to connect women from 5 different sites in the Women in Operations group for a panel on women's empowerment, advocacy, and support. Congratulations, Anjali and ACMW, for your work making OSU a more inclusive space.
Congratulations again to all of our department-sponsored award winners. Continuing on with our celebration, we want to turn to one of the most common places that many Buckeyes develop their leadership skills, the student organization community. We will be recognizing organizations and their members for their great work today. Before we jump into the awards, we want to share one last video from Brooke Olson, Coordinator for Student Organizations.
Hello, 2021 Leadership Awards winners. On behalf of student activities and the student organization community, I want to say congratulations to all of the individual and organizational winners of the Student Organization Awards this year. Leadership Awards recognize orgs for their success and their hard work in the 3 areas of the Student Organization Success Framework, for their programming and for their overall success. Leadership Awards also recognize some of the individuals who have worked hard to make that success happen. We are absolutely blown away by the resilience, the innovation, and the excellence that these award winners have shown in one of the most trying years to ever face our campus community. And with over 1,400 student organizations at Ohio State, these groups and individuals have gone above and beyond to show that they are truly some of the best in our community. We're so proud of all of your hard work and look forward to seeing your continued success on our campus. Congrats, winners.
We'll start our Student Organization Awards recognizing some of the fantastic individuals who have helped Student Org succeed this year. The Student Org Individual Contribution Awards recognize those students, faculty, and staff who've made extraordinary contributions to a student organization through their involvement, leadership, and dedication to the organization and its mission. Recognizing that organizational success requires individual contribution in a variety of formats and at all levels, this award is presented in 4 categories, starting with new members.
The Outstanding New Member Award recognizes a member who joined the organization on or after January 1, 2020, and has demonstrated commitment and leadership in their first year as a member. Our first winner, Amanda Belmar, is a public affairs and psychology double major from East Brunswick, New Jersey. She has distinguished herself as a new member with undergraduate student government. Over the past year, she focused on civic and voter engagement efforts, creating a voter's guide, building relationship, and enlisting support from members across the organization.
An industrial and systems engineering major from Mason, Ohio, Ayanda Skoberg is making her mark with student organizations in the College of Engineering, including the Society of Women Engineers and National Society for Black Engineers. Even as a first-year student, she is a meaningful presence at SWE activities, including engaging in strategic planning efforts for the upcoming year.
Our final new member being recognized is Sarah Bond, a biology major from Northfield, Ohio. She has taken an active role within Ohio Staters, supporting both the recruitment committee and the annual Omens on the Opal project. Her engaging presence and love for the organization is apparent to all who interact with her. Congrats to all of our new members. We also know that leadership has nothing to do with a formal title or role, which is why we want to recognize outstanding general members. The winners of this award do not hold a formal title or position of leadership within the organization, but their actions, attitudes, and ideas have been instrumental to the organization's success. This is a student who goes above and beyond their duties as a general member and performs exemplary work that may not be otherwise recognized.
First up is Emily Needham, a history and philosophy and politics and economics double major from Concord Township, Ohio, who embodies the values of USG. Through her role on the Academic Affairs Committee, Emily developed a survey to allow students to give input on the alternative grading procedures due to the COVID-19 pandemic. She's worked tirelessly to implement an extra reading day for all future autumn semesters to promote student mental health.
Jessie Stein is a materials science and engineering major from Strongsville, Ohio. Embodying the values and mission of Society and Women Engineers, Jess leads by example and supports all members. Jess' active voice and engagement with SWE brings joy and encourages others to participate. She is passionate about SWE's STEM outreach program and works hard to foster STEM passion in younger students in Columbus.
Finally, let's recognize Lulu Montez Bribiesca. A social work major from Akron, Lulu is thriving as a member of the undergraduate student government, focused on social justice and student support. In her first year, Lulu helped create the LGBTQ+ campus climate survey. This data supported student advocacy for forming university-level committees for LGBTQ+ initiatives, learning communities, and establishing an LGBTQ+ center on campus.
Congratulations to all of our general member winners. We next want to recognize our positional leaders. Winners of the Outstanding Positional Leader Award not only hold a formal title or role in their organization, but they have empowered and developed their members and have demonstrated leadership in their role.
Our first winner is a political science major from Indianapolis. Destiny Brown has distinguished herself as a leader for racial justice and equity. She played an integral role in leading the protests that resulted in the formation of the Black Caucus with the undergraduate student government. Over the past year, she has continued to advance issues of equity in her role as USG's Director of Government Relations.
Founder, Chief of Design, VP of External Operations, and VP of Community Survey are just a few of the essential roles George Oshose has held for power in neuroscience. A neuroscience major from Milford, Ohio, George has helped this brand new organization establish operational procedures, programming efforts, and community partnerships that will undoubtedly set up next year's leaders for continued success.
Kayla Seppel, an industrial and systems engineering major from Mason, Ohio, is fearless in the face of uncontrollable circumstances, a trait that served her well as conference director for the Society of Women Engineers. She infused personal touches into the virtual conference, increasing overall attendance as well as the number of first-time attendees.
Connecting students with university leadership and governance roles is just one way Maddie Carson, an industrial and systems engineering major from Westerville, Ohio, serves undergraduate student government. In addition to placing students on university senate committees and supporting a team of senators and vice chair, she has facilitated resolutions focused on essential academic changes, including pass, no pass, and emergency grading.
Finally, we want to honor Jinxia Wang, a foreign second and multilingual language education major from Zhejiang, China. Jinxia has brought essential academic and professional development opportunities to graduate students through the Graduate Student Working Group for Foreign Language Research and Teaching. As president, she has proposed programs, conferences, and workshops, and other activities that fostered collaboration and community, which was especially important during this past year. Congrats to all our amazing positional leaders. We would also be remiss to not take time to celebrate the university faculty and staff members who advise student organizations. Outstanding Advisor Award winners have gone above and beyond in their duties as an advisor and helped facilitate the growth and development in their members. Let's hear more about this year's winners.
In addition to her great work as a supervisor, as advisor for Take Back the Night at Ohio State, Madison Eagle provides both challenge and support for organizational leaders and members. She creates opportunities for partnership and professional development while always keeping diversity and inclusion at the forefront of her work with students.
Mary Sterenberg, advisor to the Public Relations Student Society of America, bridges the gap between students and PR professionals. Her professional connections enable her to provide essential professional development experiences that students use to pursue internships and career opportunities. Her dedication to PRSSA and its members to achieve great success.
Finally, let's recognize Olga Stavridis. Personal connections and empowerment are part of what makes Olga a great advisor for the Society of Women Engineers. She strives to improve the lives of the members, help them reach their full potential, and prepare for post-graduation career opportunities. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our student organization individual contribution winners.
We now want to spend some time recognizing student organizations whose work over the past year demonstrates notable accomplishments in the 3 domains within the Student Organization Success Framework: member development, organization operations, and community engagement. The organizations who have won excellence in member development this year created opportunities for their members to learn about their own strengths and abilities, gain confidence, and build a sense of community.
We want to start by recognizing the Association of Computing Machinery Women's Chapter, an organization dedicated toward empowering women in computer science and technology. This year, they sponsored 37 students to attend the Grace Hopper celebration, the largest gathering of technical women in the world, and provided members with a variety of professional development opportunities. ACMW is a leading organization in the College of Engineering that pushes for diversity, collaboration, and a community impact.
Hindu Youth for Unity, Virtues, and Action members strive to provide a platform to practice and promote the Hindu way of life by building a community of individuals who are inspired to enact social change in their local communities. Their members stay committed to their mission, closing every meeting with a recitation of a Sanskrit phrase that roughly translates to, "May all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer, peace, peace, peace."
Our final winner in this category, the Society of Women Engineers, works to empower female engineering students and prepare them as leaders for their careers, normalize women in engineering, and demonstrate diversity and inclusion. SWE leaders provide many workshops for leaders in the org that address relevant topics. In the face of COVID-19, they have focused on community building and mentoring from members. The network of connections formed in SWE allows all members to grow as leaders, regardless of their role. Congrats to all of our winners.
Demonstrated excellence in organization operations can take a variety of forms around the day-to-day functions of successful student orgs. This year's winners have developed structures and processes to manage their overall operational effectiveness. We just met them, and we again want to recognize the Association of Computing Machinery Women's Chapter, who did not let the pandemic slow them down and have excelled in their organization operations. Notably, it was their exceptional budget stewardship that allowed them to sponsor 37 students to attend the Grace Hopper celebration. They've also developed a community sponsorship package to secure financial stability.
The mission of the Ohio Union Activities Board seeks to create challenging and unique programming opportunities for all OSU students. Throughout this year, OUAB has maintained effective programming and governance in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. OUAB committed themselves to remaining a top-tier organization this year by continuing to be fiscally responsible, promoting member retention, and remaining devoted to diversity and inclusion efforts.
Finally, let's again recognize the Society of Women Engineers. As the largest organization in engineering, SWE has remained committed to operating throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. At the beginning of the year, their executive board wrote a strategic plan, including key performance indicators. They have used that plan to guide their programs and plans this year, as well as planning for the future. Congrats to all three awardees.
Organizations who have demonstrated excellence in community engagement have fostered engagement with and contribute to communities larger than themselves. Our first winner, Encompass, Empowering Neighborhoods of Columbus, empowers Columbus residents with social resources to combat the negative health impacts associated with low socioeconomic status, which has connections to furniture banks, dental care, and rent and utility services. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they have shifted to virtual consultations to continue supporting the greater Columbus community throughout the public health crisis.
Inspire seeks to raise public awareness and provide education about healthcare inequities in underserved populations. The organization's motives are rooted in community service, and they provide opportunities for growth and development by learning from diverse populations. Running health clinics at multiple locations, Inspire provides equitable opportunities to underprivileged citizens, even through the pandemic. Congratulations, Inspire.
Our final organization is the Society of Women Engineers. In addition to SWE's other good work we've already heard today, they prioritize community engagement. Throughout outreach programs in the community with local schools and service organizations, SWE inspires young women to pursue engineering. SWE also works to support marginalized communities and student populations by hosting fundraisers for organizations such as Black Girls Code, Equal Justice Initiative, Feed America, and Take Back the Night. Congratulations, SWE. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our Organization Excellence Award winners.
Another area where our organizations have demonstrated excellence this year is in their innovative programming. That's why we want to recognize outstanding student organization programs. The events that have won today promote the mission of the organization, meaningfully involve members in the planning and execution of the event, and make a lasting impact on membership and or the campus community. We've already met many of our outstanding program winners today, so we can't wait to hear more about the great programming they are doing.
ACMW is being recognized again today, this time for their Big Little Mentorship program. which they started in fall 2020 to foster connection between upperclassmen and underclassmen. As ACMW's mission is all about fostering a professional learning network, they built this program to better create learning and support networks, including adding challenges to better engage mentor pairs and connect members during the pandemic.
Hindu Yuva is being honored for their Diwali Week program. Diwali Week consisted of the Festival of Lights, a collaboration with OSU Hillel, a game night, a collaboration with Snehalaya at Ohio State, and Hindu Yuva's weekly general body meeting featuring the story behind Diwali. Diwali Week also allowed attendees to celebrate Diwali in a different way and learn more about the celebration of the Hindu way of life.
SWE is also being recognized today for their SWE Movie Night, a social and community service event. The organization provided a showing of Hidden Figures and crafted fleece blankets for the Ronald McDonald House. As SWE is focused on promoting women in engineering, reflecting on the important work of Black women engineers depicted in the movie meets SWE's mission while also allowing members to connect and give back to the community.
Our last winner this year is TEDx Ohio State University, who stayed true to their mission of sharing ideas worth spreading. Despite the challenges posed by COVID-19, TEDx worked hard to redevelop their annual TEDx event to make it accessible virtually. They adapted to ensure their 12 speakers were comfortable, and this was an educational, engaging program for attendees. The result of their hard work was a successful Horizons main event. Congrats to all of these outstanding programs.
Now we have talked about the members who make orgs happen and the various ways in which they have excelled this year. It's now time to recognize organizations who have achieved success in all three areas of the Student Organization Success Framework to be truly outstanding. We want to now recognize our outstanding student organization winners, starting with our outstanding new organization.
Our first outstanding new organization is the Korean Graduate Student Association. KGSA works to connect with graduate students by serving as a bridge between Korean cultures, American cultures, and other international cultures represented at OSU. This year, KGSA connected with prospective Korean graduate students virtually, providing US visa updates based on the COVID-19 situation, school registration and housing contract information, and information about off-campus housing, phone, internet, and settling into Columbus.
Mindversity is intent on bridging the gap between access to mental health care and students of color at OSU by building a peer support network of culturally competent peer advisors. In their first year as an organization, members of Mindversity have virtually hosted faculty from the psychology department and clinicians from counseling and consultation services, collaborated with other student organizations such as Charge, and plan to expand their peer support network as the org grows.
Our final new organization, Power in Neuroscience, is establishing long-term service and neuroscience projects that educate, empower, and connect high school students from low-income backgrounds, underserved communities, and with disabilities. In their first year, they hosted a meaningful neuroscience expo for over 100 attendees, including students from low-income backgrounds. They plan to continue connecting with students from other neuroscience programs like summer research, professional development, and more expo-style events. Congrats to all our outstanding new organizations.
In addition to those orgs who did great things in their first year, we want to recognize our outstanding overall student organizations. Our first outstanding organization, Alpha Phi Omega, is a co-educational service fraternity focused on leadership, fellowship, and service. Even with the reduced required number of service hours per semester in order to account for the added stress of the pandemic, Alpha Phi Omega members have managed to complete over 1,700 service hours thus far this year. They continue to prioritize member development and cross-campus partnerships to promote service-based leadership.
First Alumni in Robotics at Ohio State focuses on supporting FIRST teams and events locally and throughout the state of Ohio that promote STEM education for pre-K through 12 students. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, FROST also successfully hosted 3 official FIRST events for K-12 robotics participants in January 2021. Members of FROST hope to continue engaging with international FIRST teams to promote student mentorship in science and technology fields.
Members of the Food Recovery Network lead by the motto, Fight Waste, Feed People, to collect food from OSU dining facilities and franchise restaurants to redistribute to those in need. Innovating along their primary charge, Food Recovery Network members have also developed an app to improve food pickup efficiency. They've redirected over 10,000 pounds of food in one semester alone through its daily food pickups, providing over 1,500 meals to the Columbus community.
Student Community of Progressive Empowerment's mission is not only a one-of-a-kind organization on campus, but the first and only student organization in the state of Ohio to serve and be dedicated to undocumented students. Members of SCOPE spent the year collaborating with campus partners to offer student resources and ways to cope with stress, career aspirations, and career decisions, as well as many collaborative programs with other identity-based student organizations.
Last but not least, we want to recognize the undergraduate student government. USG has focused on their mission to better student life and be a voice for undergraduate students this year, focusing heavily on student concerns about remote learning, and from planning the return to campus town hall with offices across campus to leading recess this fall to encourage the university community to take an academic break and prioritize peer wellness. They continue to listen and advocate for undergraduate students' needs. Let's give a huge congrats to all of our outstanding student organizations we have recognized today. You all truly do shape the Ohio State experience for the better.
Our next award, we want to recognize our individuals and organizations who also shape the Buckeye experience. The Spirit of Ohio State Award recognizes students and student organizations that represent the values, traditions, and spirit of Ohio State through their engagement and the commitment to the campus community. These winners have added to the honor and pride of the university in a meaningful way.
Let's again recognize Anjali Tiwari, who has worked at OSU's directly aligned with the university's mission of educating students through a comprehensive, diverse array of distinguished academic programs. Within the College of Engineering, Anjali has promoted and facilitated social justice dialogue between students, staff, and faculty, and focused on supporting women of color in STEM through a variety of involvements. Anjali will continue modeling the way as a Buckeye over the course of her career at OSU and beyond.
We've already heard about some of the great work that our second winner, OSE Oregon, has done earlier this afternoon. OSE has demonstrated OSU's values of access, diversity, and inclusion and collaboration within USG, identifying ways that USG did not accurately represent or serve students of minoritized identities. They have held a variety of roles in USG, ultimately helping form and lead the Black Caucus. It is in true Buckeye spirit that OSE pushed for adequate representation of Black students within USG and OSU, and we anticipate this to be a consistent theme for them in the future.
We also want to recognize our organizational winners. Buckeye Spirit is at the core of Ohio Stater Inc.'s mission and values, evident in their purpose statement, which reads, faculty, staff, and students promoting the welfare and traditions of Ohio State University. This past year, Staters hosted Global Carmony, a physical art installation in the Ohio Union that translates Carmen into 13 most commonly spoken languages on campus to represent the diversity of the OSU community.
Finally, we want to celebrate the Student COVID Alliance at The Ohio State University. Even as a new organization this fall, they embody Buckeye spirit. Members quickly mobilized to assemble and deliver personalized care packages to students in quarantine and isolation housing. As leaders at OSU continue to respond to the pandemic and keep Buckeyes safe and healthy, they will continue supporting the university and members of the student body. Congrats to all our Spirit of Ohio State winners. You make us proud to be Buckeyes.
The time has come for us to recognize our final award of the day. The Outstanding Senior Award is among the highest honors conferred to undergraduate student leaders. This award recognizes less than 1% of graduating students who excel in leadership, service, and scholarship throughout their tenure at Ohio State. These winners who are graduating this year have made a contribution to our community during their time at Ohio State. They've overcome challenges over their college career and have exciting plans after graduation. In order to recognize our outstanding seniors, we want to welcome a special guest presenter to join us. Please welcome Associate Dean of Students and Senior Director of Student Activities and Student Life Orientation, Dr. Matt Couch.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here tonight to celebrate these amazing seniors. As part of the selection committee for this award, I can say these winners embody everything we believe about leadership here at Ohio State. You all are exceptional. I'm going to do my best not to get too emotional talking about you. Without further ado, let's meet our 2021 outstanding seniors. First up is Noor Al-Shafi, a double major in public management, leadership, and policy, and International Studies from Dublin, Ohio. Whether innovating a virtual Buckeye-Thon dance marathon or pursuing nonprofit and public policy work, Nora spent much of her time working for the benefit of others. Building on her experiences with the Washington Academic Internship Program, Nora will head to Washington, D.C. after graduation to continue working in the public sector. Another community-minded senior from Diamond, Ohio, Isaiah Bloom, has dedicated his time to social justice through Buckeye Serve, serving as a trip leader and a board member. As a founder of Buckeyes for Youth Health student organization, he has merged his interests in nutrition, fitness, and mental health into a program to help local youth stay active during the pandemic. Isaiah will be building on his biology degree to pursue medicine after graduation. Destiny Brown, a familiar face in our program, has taken social justice work to heart. In addition to her work with USG, Destiny's been actively involved with the Moral Scholars Program and as an ambassador with Student Life's Social Change. After graduation, she plans to take her talents to New Orleans to teach high school social studies and English language arts. Annika Diaz is an animal sciences major with a specialization in bioscience from Upland, California. An active mentor to peers and local elementary students, Annika is focused on tackling underrepresentation in STEM fields. As part of the leadership team for Animal Sciences Community Alliance and founder of Scientific Thinkers at Ohio State, she'll be well prepared for her future work improving global health prevention and treatment for humans and animals. An active leader in campus governance, Ben Duvey has contributed to our campus and local communities through involvement with USG and the John Glenn Civic Leadership Council. Following graduation, this political science and public policy analysis double major from Perrysburg, Ohio, plans to attend law school with the goal of changing government policy that negatively affects underrepresented communities. Social work major from Parkland, Florida, Rachel Edelsberg, has dedicated her time to child welfare through involvement with College Mentors for Kids, as well as an honors project with Franklin County Children's Services. She'll be back on campus this fall as a master's student in the College of Social Work with a long-term goal of working within the child welfare system, specifically with child abuse cases. Deep involvement experiences characterize Mackenzie Finnick's time at Ohio State. A sports industry major from Salina, Ohio, she's worked for 4 years at the RPAC, taking on manager roles, building a mentorship program, and increasing staff diversity through hiring practices. As a leader in our sorority and fraternity community, she served as a recruitment guide and most recently as president for the Panhellenic Association. Hailing from our Lima campus, Megan Fisher is committed to her local community. Megan is a social work major from Cridersville, Ohio, who's been a leader with the Social Work Club. One of her proudest accomplishments was planning a Second Chance Adopt a Family drive, which generated local donations to benefit nearly 40 families. Following graduation, she'll pursue her master's in social work while also staying engaged with the Lima Young Professionals. A women's gender and sexuality studies and public affairs double major from Columbus, Lydia Garcia is an advocate for Ohio State's undocumented student community. She founded and served as president for the Student Community of Progressive Empowerment, also an award recipient tonight. She worked with university leadership to develop the DACA and Undocumented Student Support Team, which is great preparation for her future work and policy focused on Latinx and undocumented populations. Bringing you the best in educational, entertaining, and thought-provoking programs, Samina Hijibu has dedicated herself to OUAB. Serving as director of lectures and most recently president, she quickly adapted her leadership approach to help OUAB just as quickly adapt to deliver exceptional programming during a pandemic. Following graduation, she'll be putting her fashion and retail studies degree to use and moving to New York City to work as an assistant buyer for Ross Stores Incorporated. The first Black Muslim woman to serve as undergraduate student government president, Roya Hijazi, has worked to make Ohio State a more equitable place for all Buckeyes. Roya is a city and regional planning major from Pickerington, Ohio. Building experiences with the Moral Scholars Program and as an FYE peer leader, Roya's time with USG has been all about the power of students, her campaign slogan. Following graduation, she plans to teach abroad, hopefully in Malaysia, before pursuing law school. A double major in neuroscience and mathematics from India by way of Dublin, Ohio, Praneeth Madhu has been a community builder in and outside of the classroom. Serving as a teaching assistant, resident advisor, and leader with Hindu Youth for Unity, Virtues in Action, he strives to foster community for students of all backgrounds. Through his student organization, he has supported hundreds of events, including a tutoring program for Bhutanese refugees. They'll be taking a gap year before attending medical school in autumn 2022. Serving the APITA community has been an important part of Hannah Ong's OSU experience. A pharmaceutical sciences major from Worthington, Ohio, she founded the Asian Pacific American Medical Student Association, focused on promoting culturally sensitive care for the APITA community. Hannah has served as a volunteer for the Asian Free Clinic since she was a high school student. Following graduation, she plans to pursue a medical career, which will allow her to return to the clinic not as a volunteer, but as a physician. An advocate for campus and civic engagement, Elizabeth Painter has dedicated her time to USG, student leadership advocates, and OSU votes. This political science major from Broadview Heights, Ohio, leveraged her experiences as a campus change student from the Mansfield campus to help future students find their new home in Columbus. Following graduation, she'll attend grad school with long-term plans to work in national security and intelligence in Washington, D.C. Ishan Patel, a physics major from Powell, Ohio, has been part of the team that raised $5.5 million over the past 4 years for the kids at Nationwide Children's Hospital. As executive vice president and most recently president for Buckeye-thon, he led the transition to a virtual dance marathon event this fall. After graduation, he'll continue his research before attending medical school to pursue an MD MBA. A thinker, believer, and doer from Cincinnati, Mitch Radakovich has been a problem solver for his fellow students. He supported a project to increase absentee voting by providing stamps, envelopes, and ballot applications around campus, and he analyzed data to validate the new Lyft partnership, which replaced OSU's Safe Ride. Following graduation, he'll be applying his data analytics degree by working for Procter & Gamble, using many of these same problem-solving skills on their transportation systems. Bringing global issues to Columbus, neuroscience and Spanish double major from Mason, Ohio, Rashmi Rege, has founded and led student organizations that support marginalized communities in India and Rwanda. Her efforts have raised funds and awareness for victims of human trafficking, poverty, and healthcare inequalities. Following graduation, she'll attend medical school while continuing her volunteer efforts at the Upstate Community Free Clinic. Sophie Ruttenberg, a public management leadership and policy major from Cleveland, is the epitome of a resilient and committed leader. She has been actively involved with USG, Buckeye-thon, Hillel, and Fisher Real Estate Society. After a setback with her USG involvement, she recommitted to the organization, invested in relationships, and continued to serve the undergraduate student community. Following graduation, she'll move to Los Angeles to begin work as a commercial real estate broker. A wellness-focused leader, Taylor Schwein dedicated her time to Buckeye-thon as Vice President for Strategic Engagement, focused on families, youth, and outreach. Taylor, a nursing student from Ontario, Ohio, was also the first undergraduate student selected for the MindStrong program in the College of Nursing, where she serves as a peer therapist. Following graduation, she'll pursue her goal of becoming a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Our final outstanding senior tonight is Anand Shah, a biomedical science major from Centerville, Ohio. Wrapping up his term as the undergraduate representative for the Board of Trustees, Anand has used his leadership for the benefit of our entire university. He also founded Smile Child, an organization focused on infant mortality, and served as Buckeye-thon's vice president for membership. Building on his involvement, he'll pursue work in healthcare consulting after graduation. Let's give a round of applause to all of our 2021 outstanding seniors.
Thank you so much, Matt, and thank you to everyone who helped make today's celebration possible. Without our team of volunteer judges, departmental sponsors, designers, and presenter team, today would not have been a success.
Following today's program, we will post a recording of Leadership Awards on the Student Activities website in case anyone special missed the celebration. For those who are having your awards shipped, you should expect those in the coming weeks.
To all our winners tonight, we just want to say that we're so proud of your accomplishments and hope you make time to celebrate yourself. You've done great work and we're proud to call you leaders for our Buckeye community. Have a great rest of your Friday and go Bucks.